Hello, today is Thursday, August 18th, 2022. My name is Daniel Mullaney, and behind the camera today is Diego Juarez. Today we're going to be filming a video source inspection for a fully remanufactured Verteq 1800 spin rinse dryer. So our customer is located here in the United States, and their PO number is 140-01673. All right, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is get the process started, and then I can discuss the refurbishment as we go ahead and run and inspect the rinse and drying processes. So we'll go ahead and start by actuating the door via the kick panel on the bottom. Okay, the cassette is warm from the last run, and everything looks great. Okay, and now we'll go ahead and start the bottom chamber. Okay, so it has a short initialization period, and now it starts the rotation with the rinse. We'll now be opening the top chamber. Again, inspecting the cassette and substrates. They're warm from the last run. Okay, everything looks good, and we'll start the top chamber now. Again, it has a short pause in the beginning while it initializes, and then it's going to go ahead and start this rinse process. Alrighty, everything's looking good. The bottom chamber has already finished its rinse cycle now and is kicking into its first dry step. Okay, everything's ramping up appropriately on the bottom chamber and looks good. It has hit its 1200 RPM set point for the first dry cycle, and everything looks correct. Okay. The top chamber has now finished its rinse cycle. All right, it's now ramping up to its dry one set point of 1200 RPM. Okay, it has reached it, and everything looks good. The Verteq system will commonly reach its set point, overshoot by a little bit, and then kind of settle back down onto the 1200 RPM expectation. That's totally normal and does not really affect the drying process at all. Spin rinse drying, your goal is to really, spin and dry these substrates in order for a drying process. The RPM specific set point maintaining is not nearly as important as a process such as photoresist dispense or something else in lithography where uniformity is critical. All right, so we've got 30 more seconds left on this bottom chamber and 60 more seconds left on this top chamber before we'll be going into our next dry step, which will really be our final step for these systems to complete the drying process. Let me go ahead and take a step to the back, inspect everything back here. So I can see the system draining out appropriately, so everything looks fine there. I don't see any leaks associated with the system. All of our facility inputs are set and correct. And our system serial number for this tool is 01453-1 and 01453-2. That's each chamber, the top and the bottom. Okay, so now we're going into the second dry step, which is a longer time, lower RPM dry, and we're now ramping down in speed so we can hit our lower RPM set point. I didn't check before, but I expect it'll be either 500 or 600 RPM. That's very common, and it looks like it is 500 because we set at 500. It's going to overshoot by a little bit and then kind of return to our set point. Okay, everything's looking good on the bottom chamber. Top chamber is following along as well. So Great, both of these systems are running a normal drying process for the spin rinse dryer. So we've got about 2.5, 3 minutes left of our process time before we're complete. So I'll take a minute to discuss how we refurbish these Verteqs. So anytime we have a Verteq system that we're going to return to our customer, we're going to take the system down and we're going to completely disassemble it. From there, we're going to chemically clean and electropolish the metal parts with specific attention to the process chamber. It's critical that the process chamber is chemically cleaned and EP'd, so that way when it's returned for processing in the fab, that there's no previous cross-contamination from use and it is ready for a semiconductor environment. We're also going to replace a lot of the items automatically, such as tubing, seals, gaskets. All items that we'd consider consumables, filters, are going to be replaced automatically. So that way any of those parts that are naturally going to show wear are removed and replaced for good long-term use of the refurbished system. We're also going to take the system and rebuild a variety of parts, such as motors and pneumatic valves. Those parts are going to be rebuilt and with bearings replaced and cleaned out and appropriately prepared for a refurbished use in our now built-up system. Okay, everything's still looking good. So once all those parts are prepped, we're then going to assemble the single head assemblies themselves. We're going to assemble them outside of the double stack, so that way we can go through all of our quality control appropriately. During the QC process, we're going to be making sure that all the parts are appropriately spaced, the system electrically tests out, the flow rates are correct, and that everything about the tool is ready for the manufacturing environment. Once we finish that process, we're then going to stack the systems together, which you see here. Essentially, we're going to work on each head assembly as its own individual unit, and once they're prepped, we're then going to bring them together so that way we have the more efficient stacked configuration that you see in front of you right here. All right, everything's still looking good. Once that's complete, we're going to send the Verteq through our final testing procedure, where we're going to vary the recipe a variety of different ways, and we're going to run at least 50 different process runs in the system to ensure that when it's plugged back into the fab, that it's ready for any sort of recipe or environment that you're going to prepare for it. We're also going to warranty all of the work that we do on the system, so that way you're protected in the event that something may happen to your system within the warranty period. All right, we're getting down to the last few seconds on this bottom chamber. So I'd like to take the last few seconds to let you know that in addition to providing these refurbishment services for our customer, we also offer 100% of the Verteq parts to keep your tools up and running. The Verteq systems can be a little difficult to upkeep with some of the parts being discontinued, but we've done our best to re-engineer those parts as we can and provide any sort of replacement units and parts to keep your tools up and running in the fab. Okay, so what you're going to see now is the system's going to slowly ramp down to its 0 RPM set point, and then the system will upright itself, as you can see right there, so that way the product can be removed. Once the upright has happened, we're going to go ahead and kick the door panel again. You can hear the N2 blowing out much more aggressively than it was on the first time because we just finished the dry cycle. The cassette is warm and the substrates are totally dry. Okay, we're now going to go ahead and inspect the top chamber. So I need to actually get on this side. I'm trying to allow you to see, but it's normally easier to operate, you know, right in front of the tool. But okay. Again, our cassette is dry and warm to the touch, and so are all of our substrates. Okay, so this was a successful source inspection provided for Sitek Process Solutions. Again, my name is Daniel, and you can learn more about our products by viewing more videos on our YouTube channel or visiting our website at www.sitekprocess.com. That's spelled S-I-T-E-K, or giving us a call at 916 797-9000. And to reach me directly, dial extension 2201. I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a great day.